Finally, today, we're going to continue our Black History Legacy Makers with Philly Ties focus. And today, we're going to celebrate Charles Tarzan Cooper. He was born in Newark, Delaware, moved to Philly, and played basketball and starred at Central High School. After he graduated, he played in a couple of the little barnstorming pro teams around Philly, the Philadelphia Panthers, the Philadelphia Saints, before going to New York to play for the New York Renaissance. All of these teams were independent due to all of the pro leagues being all white back then. This was like in the 20s and 30s, so all the leagues were white. So they all had to be independent and barnstorm, very similar to what the Negro Leagues did in the early days too, for Major League Baseball. But in 1939, Tarzan Cooper helped lead the New York Reds to the first World Professional Basketball Tournament title, first one ever in the, I guess it was the country. There might have been some teams from Canada, but they called it the World Basketball Tournament. But an all-black team won the very first one. After his time with the New York Reds, he would go and play for the Washington Bears, where he was a coach and a player, lead them to another WPBL title. Tarzan got his name for just being just a beast. And just imagine this being in the 20s and 30s. This is a pretty normal size today. But back then, he was 6'4", 215 pounds, and was just a beast on the glass. Part of the Reds' success was due to sharpshooting outside, but Cooper just being able to clean up the glass and get easy putbacks. At one point, they had won 88 straight games. That's just how good they are. Many have called that played against him and have seen others play, called him the greatest center ever to play the game. That's just how good he was. I'm picturing, from what I read, I'm picturing somebody honestly like a healthy Joel Embiid who can handle the ball, who can shoot, but it just is when it's time to take over, he's able to take over. So Tarzan's legacy, though, in 1977, he became the first African-American ever inducted as an individual into the Naismith Hall of Fame. And he's actually a two-time Hall of Fame inductee. He was inducted as part of the New York Reds as well. They were a couple years earlier. But Tarzan Cooper is today's Philly sports Black History legacy maker, or I guess Black History legacy maker with Philly ties. It's hard to say. But Charles Tarzan Cooper is today's spotlight, the first African-American to be inducted as an individual into the Naismith Hall of Fame, and one of the greatest to ever do it, any era. Just really was just a great. Everybody seemed to like him too. He was well liked, he was a great player, and his legacy is he trailblazed so we can have the NBA that we have today. But Charles Tarzan Cooper is today's Black History legacy maker with Philly ties.